Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
My husband wants to have alcohol in the budget, and I don't. I'm just wondering if you can tell me where that would fit in when we're in baby step 2.
It's not a money argument. You just don't want alcohol in the house.
No, I don't mind him drinking. I just personally never have and don't want to start. But I see it as a good way to cut in the budget to make extra payments onto debt. So it seems like an extra.
Oh, because you're on baby step 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the alcohol budget he is proposing?
He hasn't proposed a budget, but from tracking our expenses, it seems to be about $35 to $40 a week. So to me, that's $160 a month that can go somewhere.
What's your household income?
It ranges between about $225 and $250 every year.
I'm going to say it again. I don't think this is about $35 a week. You make $250 freaking $1,000.
How much debt
I
do you
think
guys
this is
have,
about
Doris?
you don't want alcohol in the house. I don't believe you.
I really don't have an issue with the alcohol. Our debt is pretty high. We have a truck loan, a car loan, a skidoo loan. And then there's also, I guess it's called the home equity loan.
Mm-hmm.
But judging
How
by
much
the
is all
baby
that
steps,
total?
That would fall into. Does the home equity loan fall in with when we pay the mortgage off or with our debt?
Is it more than half your annual income? How much is it?
It's about $100,000.
Okay. It's probably going to be a baby step 6. You may need to refinance and get rid of it. I don't know how it works in Canada. What do you owe on the truck?
$39,500.
What do you owe on the Sea-Doo?
Ski-Doo. We're in Canada. That is about $13,000.
$13,000. And what other consumer debt is there?
Another car.
There is a car, which is about $23,000. And he has a credit card that is solely in his name that he uses like for work and stuff, and that's about $10,000. Now I do know that would fall to us if ever it came due, which is why I count it.
Yes, It needs to go away. So I think I'm also hearing that it's not just an alcohol budget. Then I may change my mind on this. It sounds like he's not really very engaged. He's just tolerating you doing this.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think
And
that's a
that's
much
what I'm
bigger
looking for ways
problem than $35 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's
Well,
driving a
something
truck he
like
can't
cars,
afford.
if
He's
you-
driving a truck he can't afford, and you got a toy in the garage you owe $12,000 on. And he's just kind of like, well, whatever you want to do, honey, it's okay. And you're like, I got to get rid of this debt. You're leaning in, and he's kind of hanging on the outside, just watching, hoping you'll get over this fever you got.
Yes.
While he's enjoying a beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Sipping a beer on the back porch, hoping you'll get over this. Yeah. So I think all of that is much more important than $35 a week for beer. If he was completely engaged, he's like, hey, I probably need to sell this Ski-Doo. I probably need to do this. I may need to think about selling the truck, or we've got to really tighten up on everything and lean into this. Then the $35 wouldn't bother me, but I think it's symptomatic of his lack of intensity on this. Or lack of involvement with you, and I want him to support you overall a lot more than that. And maybe it's you don't want alcohol in the house. Maybe you're just trying to poke him a little bit to get him.
Oh,
You're like a little revenge here. Like, oh, you're not gonna get involved. I'm taking your beer.
like a husband be like, she can't get her hair and nails done anymore. You know, we're trying to cut that out.
Yeah, we're gonna cut out the $3 for something. No, it's not. That's not the issue. The issue is you guys need to sit down and talk about how this is stressing you out. And honey, I know it's not stressing you out, and that's why the alcohol thing comes up, because I really need you to understand and to plug in with me on getting these other debts paid off. And if I can get that, $35 a week won't matter.
Yeah, I would rather have you in this process, right? Like.
Yeah, that's $5,000 a month is what that is. Getting him involved, and so you stop your long-term investing, you stop eating out, you stop going on vacation. You look at if you need to sell something. If you can't pay it off fast, you need to sell it, and that kind of stuff. And you're both agreed that this is the best way for us to have a high-quality future. We make too much money to be this broke. The plan we've been using sucks. We need a new plan, honey. That's what I've been trying to get you to do. and it all landed on the beer issue, and it's not really a beer issue.
Yeah,
that's okay. So it's a little different conclusion.
Yeah,
I jumped to conclusions, and I was wrong at the first.
Yeah, and we have couples on the debt-free stage all the time, and we talk about their journey, and there's always kind of the one nerd, and they're like, she was really intense, or he was, and But the idea is there may still be one that's like super, super, super nerding out on all the numbers and so intense, and they would do nothing but literally eat rice and beans. And the other one, may not be as intense, but they're along for the journey. Like, we are locking arms and we're doing this. So just couples out there, as you're working together, you may not be at the exact same personality type and level, but you're going in the same direction, right? And in these big moves, especially selling assets like cars and all of that, you have to be on the same page with all of that, right?
Yeah.
To make those big moves. So it's hard.
Make the kind of progress that goes with that.
Yes, totally.
It's for you spouses that are out there, if you happen to be listening to this, if you're standing on the edge watching your spouse be intense on the inside, you're disrespecting them. This is someone you love, and it means a lot to them to work on this. You don't have to go as crazy as they are, but you need to get off the edge and get both feet in the boat. Even if you're not going to row as hard as they're rowing, you need to be on, because it's disrespectful. And that's what she's facing. So I was picking on you earlier, Doris, and I was wrong about that, about your reason for doing this. But I think your real reason is actually a better one. But I'm not going to give you a ruling on the alcohol. I'm going to give you a ruling on the husband on the fringe. And then the alcohol will solve itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where we'll go from there. Open phones here at 888-825-5225. Guys, we have found, we did the largest study of millionaires ever done in North America. We ended up studying 10,167 of them. 80% of them are married. Only 46% of the public is married. So millionaires have a propensity towards being married. And of the millionaires that we studied, the vast majority are married. And the vast majority say, my spouse and I worked on this together. My spouse was my teammate, not an impediment towards wealth building. We agreed to some level to where we were all rowing the same direction.
Heading in the same way.
The boat goes a lot easier when you're doing that. And we're on the same page. And my spouse was a blessing. And those kinds of comments are all through the notes on this research. And so that's what we find. It's a high database. The data says it's a higher probability of building wealth in those situations.
CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.